Naspers is a multinational media giant with stakes in internet businesses in emerging markets, pay TV and print media. The group's most significant assets are 35% of Chinese internet company Tencent and wholly owned DStv MultiChoice in Africa. Supersport is the core money spinner within the DStv business. Naspers has a market cap of 193 billion rand, a price to earnings ratio of 36 and a dividend yield of 0.7%. Well, we're all glued to our screens right now. As I said, with the Olympics, you've got all the channels, the gold, the bronze, the silver. Are you moving from your TV set? And of course, it's all coming through to you courtesy of Naspers and DStv.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're making lots of money from it. And who's not watching? I mean, it's an absolutely superb business. You've got a set subscriber base that are paying you every single month. You've got advertisers clamoring to get onto those slots. I mean, who doesn't want to be in the middle of the 100-meter this or the 200-meter that? I think it's a fantastic business.
Look, there are 5.8 million subscribers on DStv, a significant portion of which is here in South Africa, but growing numbers are elsewhere in Africa. And I think of the 5.6 million, 5.5 million people bought it because of the sport. I may be exaggerating slightly, but you know, especially for the males in the home, that is a key purchase. Supersport, because they've got such little competition, you know, SABC with their delayed live nonsense, everybody knows about that. So there's so little competition that they basically own everything, from Formula One racing right through to every single rugby game, all the soccer for that matter as well.
So they've got the industry, the sector sewn up.
And it's not just the European soccer, it's also like if you're in Kenya, you get the Kenyan soccer, in Nigeria and so on and so forth. So, you know, they've really worked hard. That bouquet is there. And remember, it's subscriptions, as well as sponsorship revenues, as well as advertising. So there are three of those. And in terms of that core package, Supersport is definitely the key money spinner inside.
Daniel, talk us through what is happening on the share price here. This is a good share price.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good to me.
Graph,
the
share price graph.
Is up. I think the one thing that you have to keep in mind with Naspers is that it's viewed more on the sum of the parts valuation, not so much on a P multiple. That's because of its stakeholding in Tencent and Mail.ru, which is an internet platform in Russia. I mean, those account for a significant portion of its valuation. In fact, if you strip those out, which you can do because those other companies are listed, so you just times the percent of what they own by the market cap, the rest of the business comes to about between 17 and 20 billion, and that pay TV business made about 6 billion. So you're getting that business on around a three times multiple on that EBIT line, which I think is for free.
Now, the detractors to the story, of course, will say that you are paying far too much for it at current levels. There's the blue sky built in from Tencent and the internet businesses.
Yeah, because it's a hefty price to earnings ratio and so on and so forth. But it's a bit of two stories. So you either got to do what Daniel just did and look at what those other things are worth, or you got to go the other way and kind of build it up. I mean, I'm quite positive. If you look at what's going on the ground on China, whilst people are worried about China, internet advertising and the growth of smartphone-based gaming and chat and all those other things in China, very strong still. And remember, in China, the big guys like Facebook and Google and so on are not allowed to operate. So there's a nice little mix there too. So I'm not negative about that. I'm also very positive about Naspers' other assets, you know, like the buying of the Turkish business and the Brazilian business, all these other things. So I do like it. I think also that Naspers people are mindful that satellite as a delivery channel will ultimately be replaced by a big fat fiber optic pipe into the home. So they are kind of playing that game, and that's where you see things like box office and so on being.
But that's where the competition element is going to come and perhaps destroy the Naspers model. If you can bypass DStv, isn't that a serious risk to the moat that they've built around their business?
Well, I mean, quite a few people have tried. There have been some new entrants into the market. They haven't gained traction. I mean, it's first of all, if you've got a decoder already, you like the service, you're not going to go to another one. If you're looking at getting something, it's more about what you're getting. And they've shown time and time again that they have the best offering. So I don't think there's...
In terms of the product offering?
In terms of the product that they actually offer. I don't think that there's too much competition in that space.
Look, Top TV, which I don't know, has already slurped up like 400 million rand, is just about dead, I understand. And why? Because they didn't have a sports bouquet. So who wants to buy that? For what? The History Channel and for Fox TV? Never going to happen. The web thing is interesting though. You're right. But look what they do with those web things. The minute anybody posts any sport on YouTube, that is not legit, you know, because they filmed it off the TV, it gets taken down by the YouTube police.
But watch this space. The internet is going to be the game changer, I believe. Hot or not on Naspers, Mr. Paul Terrell?
I'm hot on it, as you can tell.
Hot or not, Daniel, on Naspers?
Okay, so I'll just say quickly, just coming back to one thing that Paul said, is that we do actually also look at the businesses themselves, Tencent, Mail.ru. We just look at the market cap as a sort of a sense test. I'll just throw out a quick stat that Tencent is trading on a similar multiple to some of the local retailers, and Tencent has over 720 million active instant messaging accounts. If you consider that the population of the whole of South Africa is about 48 million, and it's on similar multiples to local stocks. So I'd say definitely hot on this one.